Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Leading Our Own Way. I'm your host, Andrew White. I hope you've had a great weekend. We're back for another amazing guest. This is, though, the podcast I feel that where we share spotlights of stories and purpose of transformation. Today, I want you to meet the amazing Bracha Goetz, a Harvard-educated author with 46 children's books, a powerful memoir, and a life split between the USA and Israel. We're filming all the way from Baltimore, here in the USA. Not here, I'm still in Australia. I wish I was traveling doing this, but there we go. Bracha's journey takes us from the halls of Harvard to her mission of teaching children and adults the secrets of gratitude, happiness, and inclusion. In our chat, she's going to share how her search for meaning, her battles with addiction, and her discovery of spiritual fulfillment inspired her signature concept, the pleasure ladder. If you're ready for a practical wisdom and a fresh perspective of lasting joy, you're in the right place. But before we begin, here's a very short message from my sponsor. Give us a follow and a subscribe and a review here on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, if that's at all possible. That'd be amazing. But anyway, here's Bracha, myself, and a quick, very short message from my sponsor. Here we go. Welcome to Leading Our Own Way. I'm your host, Andrew White, and this is the podcast that unveils captivating narratives of resilience and personal triumph. This podcast is for anyone seeking inspiration and insights on overcoming life's challenges. Follow and subscribe, and then we can lead together forever. Before we dive in, I want to give a big, massive shout out to our now new proud sponsor, LOOW Skincare, a brand that truly aligns with Leading Our Own Way. This Australian-born company is dedicated to keeping skincare simple, effective, and straightforward. They've made waves in the US, even landed in Macy's and over 300 stores, and now they're back with a renewed focus on healthy skin and real results. If you want authentic skincare that fits your lifestyle, check them out in the show notes. Thanks to LOOW Skincare for supporting real stories and mental fitness on Leading Our Own Way. And if you're interested in sponsoring like LOOW Skincare, drop us a message. We'd love to connect. Bracha Goetz, welcome to Leading Our Own Way. How are you this evening?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, no, absolute honor. Thank you for joining me all the way from Baltimore, Maryland in the USA.
Yes.
Well, we're in a bit of a different time zone here, aren't we? I'm on a Wednesday, the 15th of January, and you're on, Thursday, 15th of January. I'm thinking of you. You're on Wednesday, 14th of January, around 6 p.m. at night.
Yes, you got it.
Thanks for giving your evening up to me.
My pleasure.
Bracha Goetz, you're in a bit of a, you've got a bit of an odd life. You spend most of your time in two different places, don't you, around the world?
Yeah, it's really good. Yes.
It's amazing. You spend half your time in USA and half your time in Israel. Is that right?
That's right. Right now, that's how I'm doing it. Yeah, but you never know. I'm moving towards spending more of our time in Israel and less in the States. Yeah.
Why the move and why that kind of format for your life then?
Well, the thing is, most of our children and grandchildren do live in the States, so we do have to be here. It's really important to share a lot with them. But I met my husband in Israel, even though we're both from the States, and it's our homeland, and that's where we both feel we belong there. So now that the children are all married and they have their own families, we're so happy to be able to move back. And that's what we're doing. Oh, but one of our children, our youngest daughter, lives there with her family too. And the rest of our children live in the States. Yeah.
So at least that you actually have reasons to be in both, regardless of it being your homeland where you and your husband met. You have a reason outside of that reason to be there as well, don't you?
Yeah, thank God. We're grateful. If it wasn't for the grandchildren and children who are there, it would be hard to make this shift. So we're really grateful how it all turned out.
Yeah. The question is, if that family lived here in America, would you still go to Israel?
No, that would be hard, to be without any of the grandchildren. Yeah. So we're grateful it worked out that they're there. They got there first and then we came. Yeah.
You could just sacrifice and go, look, we're just going to have 2 months to ourselves in Israel.
Yes. Right. Now that's fine, but more than that, the children want us to be a part of their lives also. Yeah.
Course. What? Well, you must have been wonderful parents for even them wanting you to be in their life. Because some kids go, "Oh, I don't want to be near my parents."
Oh, thank God. We're really grateful that they want us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my mum lives in the UK, and I've not moved here because I don't want to be around her. It's just this is such a beautiful life here. I wish I could have her here or move her here, but no, getting her here. I don't think
Yeah.
it's too hard, I suppose. But there we go.
You
Um,
never know. You
you
never
never know.
know.
You never know. I don't have the land to put a granny flat at the end of the garden, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Braca, my lord, you've been on a bit of a journey your whole life, haven't you? And you've been leading your own way for a bit of a time, haven't you?
Yeah. Sure. Hasn't everybody? Yes.
And that's the beautiful part about this podcast, you see, because that title, I just, I've made many changes on the pod, but one thing I've not, and I still, sorry, I'll focus on the positive. The thing that I've just loved the most about the podcast is the name, leading our own way. We all look at the world, we all see the same thing, but we all feel and look at it differently, and which results in everyone leading in their own way, and it's beautiful. And I want people to see how the guests are leading their own way, and if the viewers can take pieces of themselves and put it into their life to fit their needs better, maybe beautiful. And if they don't, they might just love a good feel story, and or if they're leading their own way, reach out to me and go, I want to share my journey with you as well. That's another way of method into sharing journeys, I guess. So, and that's where we start off, Braca. I would love you to share how you are leading your own way. You're now part of my journey. This is what contributes to my journey. So thank you first and foremost. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey around everything you've done, and I'll let you take it because you've done some wonderful things. You've done books and everything. Oh my God, it's incredible. A lot of them as well. But go into I'm rambling on now. I'm so excited, but you tell us a little bit about how you lead your own way.
I, I love that because I love how you said the way that you're leading is running into your journey. That's what this is so amazing. It's just such an amazing thing that happens. So
I
yeah,
agree.
and there's an expression: be yourself. Everyone else is taken.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, I mean we all are here. I think of this other line on my fridge. Here's a test to find out if your mission in life is complete. If you're alive, it isn't. So we all have not just one mission, we have multitudes of reasons why we're here. So we're all here to lead our own way, shine our own light. Each individual soul has its own hue, its own beautiful light. And it's amazing how we discover it through life, through the hardships, through the struggles. We find it. We find that light within each of us, hopefully. If not, we come back to find it better. But I think what's most unusual about my life is that um, I'm 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 leading my own way in simplifying the purpose of life in a way that the youngest children can understand it. I I was searching desperately to know the purpose of life, and once I discovered it, I just wanted to share it with the whole world. But why not start with the youngest of all children? Because the earliest you can reach people, the bigger impact you can have. So I try to simplify every deep truth that I learn in a joyful way, in a clear way, so that the youngest child can understand it and integrate it into their life and help them gain happiness skills that when they gain as children, they can last their entire lives, and take them off on this amazing journey where the tangent is like this, because when you have the skills initially, you just zoom with it, as opposed to, when we learn them later on in life and you have to catch up, you can still change and go up, but here you just get to zoom with it the earlier you learn it.
I love that. I love that. So how did you tell us about how you started with the children then?
Yeah, and another reason I write from a child's perspective is that so much of me is still childlike. Um, and it'll probably be this way the rest of my life, I have a feeling,
So you're
since
never going to grow up.
yeah, exactly. Never grow up. That's me, right? So that's it. I, I want I want to keep this sense of wonder and curiosity, which I think you have as well. That's what this podcast is about. So I want to keep it my whole life. And that's why I write from the perspective of a child's mind, because it comes naturally to me.
Yeah. And yeah, and that'll become obviously a lot clearer as we dig into your story of why and how that started. So, okay, well, let's talk about your books then. You've done, I want to swear here, but a hell of a lot of books.
Yeah, I guess there's 46 books out now, and two more books are in process right now of coming out.
Well, I've actually
So,
got a front cover of one of your books, two of your books here actually. Um, you actually sent me this one, didn't you? The Mother Who Always Said Yes.
yeah, that's a really, really popular book. It just came out recently, and it's selling out of every store. As it gets
That's
in,
it.
they just want more orders, because it's really having an impact on enjoyably eliminating the entitlement epidemic. That's what this book is doing in a really funny way. It's not a typical book at all. Yeah.
So, because I think I remember you saying like the reasons why you write these particular style those stories are always examples of something you've either seen or experienced or been through, or you just know as a parent, or even just aligning with society. Like right now, I think you're right with the mother always says yes. We are going through that stage of life at the moment where there's not much delayed gratification and things. We're always saying yes because everyone else is living in so much fear or anxiety or stress, and they were just so busy and burnt out and tired. So we just say yes, don't we? And giving, and we're actually creating a lot more problems down the track for that. So is that the premise of the book? Am I getting that right?
Okay. You can see on the cover, it's like they're buying everything in the store. The children are at a toy
Yeah.
store, but they don't look so happy. It's a crazy book. I don't want to say it's crazy. It's like the pictures don't match the words in this book. This is not typical at all.
Mm.
So I'm going to give you an example how it goes.
Yeah, please
Just
do.
to experience this. Okay, starts off. She's going to sleep. Just a few more minutes, then I'll go to bed. No, you already had that, my mother said. When I'm a mother, I won't say no. When I grow up, this is how it will go. When my children will ask if they can stay up more, I will simply smile and say, sure. I'll let them stay up super duper late. Wow, they'll love it. It will be great. They'll never go to bed. They will party a ton. Day after day, they'll just keep having fun. And you see that the children are mostly having a blast. Just some people are starting to get overtired here. Okay, just a little bit. Nobody will tell them that it's time to stop. And whenever they want, they can also shop. They can buy anything that they want in a store. And whatever they like, they can always buy more. They can pick everything. I won't care at all. Why should I stop them? Let them have a ball. They can fill up their rooms with all kinds of stuff and keep bringing home more. It's never enough. If their rooms get too crowded, they can fill up more space and leave their things all over the place, no matter what things cost and no matter the mess. They can just keep going. I'll always say yes. Even pets, really big, really small children, yes, you can have them all. You'll see what's going on here. Okay. And they can, of course, eat candy all day. I would never, ever put it away. I'll leave it right out so they can always eat every kind of sugary treat. No meals, just snacking all day and night. Oh, won't they love that? Every single bite. I don't know, should I stop or keep going?
I love it. I'm well into it.
Okay. They can do what they want. They can play in the dirt. They can fight with each other and even get hurt. But I won't say no. They can be free. Whatever they want, I will agree. Have some more, for sure. Take these. And they won't even have to say thank you or please. Will they have to come in to do any chores? Of course not. They can stay all night outdoors. Why bother them with homework or even with school? In my house, there won't be even one rule. Lucky will my children feel? Let me guess. They will always be happy, right? Yes? That's it. That's the whole book.
And that's the perception of a child when they're going to be older.
This is them fantasizing, and they get to see their fantasy all played out. How would it be? And the pictures tell a completely different story than what is, because she's imagining, but then sort of seeing the reality. Oh my goodness, in her dreams. And children, amazingly, without any preaching whatsoever in the book, they get the message really deep. What's the message you think the children pick up?
What, sorry?
What's the message that you think children pick up from reading that book?
That it's not all what it seems to be.
Exactly. Having no limits is not the greatest thing. Exactly. No. We need boundaries. We need parents to set certain boundaries. It helps children to start to appreciate that. Sometimes for the first time ever. Like until then, they're not getting why it could possibly be helpful to have limitations in your life.
Oh, I agree. So what moment happened in your life then, if it did at all, for you to come up with the idea and inspire you to write that book?
Okay. I was with my granddaughter about 2 years ago. She was about 7 then. And we're hanging out at her house, and she says to her mother, "Oh, can I have some candy?" And her mother says, "No." And she turns to me and she said, "When I'm a mother, I'm going to always say yes." Oh my gosh, I said, whoa, I see a whole nother book.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And she calls this her book. She tells everybody this is her book. She's so proud of it, It's hysterical. She gets it. And she got the message.
So therefore, you've just probably made into an awesome mother already when she's older.
Hopefully, God willing, she got it. Yeah.
Amazing. So, you've said 46 books. And I've got another one here actually, the happiness box as well. What are some of the other? What was the premises behind this story, and maybe just a few other examples of? Are they all under that type of scenario, a typical daily scenarios or potential scenarios?
So yes and no.
Just taking a very quick break to thank our sponsor, SU Skincare. If you haven't heard of them, SU Skincare started right here in Australia, using Australian ingredients to make skincare straightforward and accessible, especially for men who want results without the fuss. Their journey took them all the way to the US, where they were featured in Macy's and over 300 stores. Now they're back with a fresh approach, focusing on healthy skin and authenticity for everyone. I'm proud to have SU Skincare as a sponsor on Leading Our Own Way. See the show notes for their website and to see how you can keep your skin healthy and confident. And if you're interested in sponsoring like SU Skincare, drop us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Now, right back to the episode.
Okay, The Happiness Box also is a recent book that just came out, but it came out like 30 years ago. The first version of it came out 30 years ago, and we got it back from the original publisher, and we just republished it again. It was reprinted many times. So after it came out 30 years ago, it was reprinted many times for like 10 years. And then they lost the files, the original publisher. So for the past 20 years, the book was not published. Now we redid illustrations, we redid everything, and we came out with it again. So it's really exciting that it's back because it affected many people, but that was in past generations. Now it's available for whole new generations to learn from, which is really exciting. This is about a boy. He's miserable with everything he has. He's not grateful for anything. And when his parents get a washing machine one day, he's like, everything's for you. Why don't I get anything? And his father says, you know, this happiness, this box that the washing machine came in, it's not a regular box. This box is for you. It's called the happiness box, and you can only think happy thoughts inside this box. Huh? Okay, how am I ever going to do that? He goes in, he gives it a try. He starts thinking, what am I happy about? Comes up with something, then something else. He starts giggling, he gets in a good mood. Okay, it ends up whenever he's feeling miserable, he goes back inside this box and gets happier and just starts thinking of things he's grateful for in his life. One day, he's sitting on a bus and he's feeling lonely. And all of a sudden, he's like, oh my gosh, I don't have the box with me. How am I going to get happy? And that's when he realizes he always has the box with him. We always have this box. It's right here. It's above our eyes and below our hair. There's a happiness box in your head, you see. It's a happiness box if you let it be. So that's it. This is about how to use your happiness box. And you can start off with doing it inside a cardboard box, which so many children did. When they got this book, they started making their own happiness boxes, getting happy inside the box, and then coming out to face the world. So that's what this box teaches you, that your own brain is a happiness box if you let it be. And that's what I'm teaching children and now adults as well. So in a sense, all my books teach gratitude, but in many different ways. Because like I have some books against abuse. Again, that's helping children live a happy life. The more that you can prevent abuse. I mean, for 20 years, I ran a Big Brother, Big Sister program here, creating mentors, volunteers for children that needed it in their lives. So I learned a lot about abuse and how to prevent it. So those are books about that. I have books about teaching about disabilities, because usually children with disabilities are the loneliest children. They don't get invited to parties or play dates like other children. And this book, it's called Let's Appreciate Everyone. It teaches children how to be more interactive and inclusive of children with disabilities. Excuse me, because if you don't learn how, if no one's taught you the basic guidelines, then you don't know how. And one of the it was somebody was teaching a workshop, and I loved what she was doing, so I asked her if I could put her tools into a book, and that's what the book is. And one of the tools she taught was when children see children with physical disabilities, they tend to stare at them. And that's totally normal because they're curious and they stare. But she taught this, and this is what I put, this in, is one of the initial teachings in the book. There's another word that also, a 5-letter word like stare, and it also begins with S. If you add your smile to your stare, that's how you create a bond with the other person. So don't just stare, add a smile. That creates a bridge to the
Connection.
other soul that sees you staring at them, but just stare with your smile. And that's how you create a bond. So it teaches all kinds of things about how to interact with children that are deaf, blind, in wheelchairs, basic rules that I didn't even know either until I started learning and doing the research for the book. So I have all kinds of books on many subjects, like if you've lost a parent, if you've lost someone close, how do you keep up the relationship once they're gone from this world? All kinds of things that just bring more happiness into a child's life and teach them happiness skills in many different ways.
Agree. Yeah, agree. Why start this journey then? Why going to your first book? Why start this? Why do this? What was in you at the time? What had you come from to want to do this? There's always a root, isn't there, to why we do things?
Yes, I wanted to write the books that I wished I had as a child. I wanted to understand life, not as a child, but beginning at age 12. I was searching desperately after I finished reading The Diary of Anne Frank, and my body started changing and adolescence happened. That's when my consciousness opened up also. And I wasn't just living life, I began wondering why. Why do we get up every day? Why do people get up to go to work, to make money, to buy food, to live another day, to go to work, to buy food? Why? What are we doing this all for? That's what my search began at age 12. And once I found the answers I was searching for, it took 10 years. And at age 22, when I began to get the answers and then began to integrate them into my life, I started writing my books during that time period in my later 20s and started being able to explain these deepest truths to others as well. Yeah.
Well, let's go back to little Bracha then, growing up in New York. I remember you telling me you had a very simple, sweet life growing up, but did you feel like there was anything missing?
Yeah.
What do you think the things were missing then?
The main thing that was missing was a meaning and understanding. I got to explain, like, I didn't know what this was for. Everything seemed really simple and sweet. And my parents wanted me to live like a very protected life, you know? And I just love to learn about everything. I love to learn. And like, I was curious about everything. I remember starting school late because I was like a cutoff for my age with my birthday. I couldn't wait to start school and start learning stuff, you know? Going to kindergarten was like the most exciting thing ever for me. I still remember that, you know? And I still felt that way. I think that's how I ended up going to Harvard, because I just wanted to learn about the deepest wisdom of life, always. That's something was And I didn't know where it came from. Like my sister would say, why does she care what the purpose of life is? Who cares? Like not everybody feels that way. I understand, but I had this drive to understand the deepest stuff in the most simple way.
Love to know where, because I do believe it's there somewhere. It just needs to maybe be uncovered. I'd love to know why, where, what happened in your brain as a baby to want to know. I think we all want to know deep down, don't we, the purpose of life. I think that's fascinating. I think we all are definitely seeking that. But I do think you're right. Before, like, we get up and that's all covered with that bed sheet of, you know, going to work, going to the supermarket. No one has to fight for the food anymore. I don't know that it's a I remember Jimmy Carr saying something about the purpose of life or something, and it's like he considers it like a passage of time. Oh, I forgot what it is. It's probably pointless to say it now on air, but he brought it up about being a passage of time to enjoy. Oh, that's it. The purpose of life. I think it was to enjoy the passage of time.
Yeah, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
To
he might have
to
said it better than that, but there we go.
yeah, to be in the moment, to enjoy the present moment. It's all we have right now is right now. We don't have the past, we don't have the future, we have right now. It's exactly true. And I'm not sure that everybody is searching for the purpose of life. That I think that some souls are more exposed than others. And usually they suffer with addictions, with depression, with anxiety. There are some people that go through life not with so much extremes. And I suffered from addictions because as the years went by, I was suffering more and more without being able to nourish my hungry soul. And I didn't understand that. And why did I have food addictions? I had no idea until when I finally began to understand the purpose of life, the addictions began to subside. Why? That's how I put my memoir together, Nourish the Soul, Filling the Emptiness Within, because it's not, this is the only book for adults. Yes,
I
yes,
got it. I've got the picture
you
here.
got
Nourish the
it.
soul. I got
Oh
it.
my gosh, awesome. So I just the book this book I didn't write. I compiled it from my diaries and my journals and my letters, and I filled in the missing pieces because I wanted to be a documentary that shows how does a person develop addictions and how do you heal from it. I wanted that whole process to be there, so you go through the raw pain with me of the binge eating that was so uncontrollable and no end in sight, because there is no end, because the hunger never subsides and the hole gets deeper and deeper the more you try to fill it with externalities. It gets deeper because it's not a physical hole, it's a spiritual hole, and the only thing that fills it is gratitude. Gratitude, like you were saying, for this moment, for appreciating what you have right now. Nothing else works. We
And
try all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
I agree, yeah, and we will. I think gratitude it needs to be a topic that we discuss for sure. But with your addictions to the binging, because I've been there as well with my darkness. I was eating a lot of pleasure eating till 3-4 o'clock in the morning because I didn't want the next day to come.
Yeah.
You have to fill those holes, don't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think your binge eating came from? Why go down that road for you?
I mean, that's what I think it came from. But of course, it came from this desperate hunger to understand what I was doing here. I couldn't live
Yeah,
without a purpose.
yeah.
Life felt completely meaningless to me. And it felt scary. And I didn't trust life. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust life. So if life feels scary, what do we want? We want lasting pleasure. We all want lasting pleasure. And
Which is
what
bad.
can, what?
which is bad.
Yeah, but what can bring lasting pleasure if I'll just keep stuffing my face
That's
because
right.
I feel temporary pleasure, so then I'll just keep going. There's a Netflix show, My 600-Pound Life, and everybody says the same thing. Food is the only thing giving me pleasure anymore. They've gotten down to this very limited thing, and that's what it feels like when you're in that addiction state. It's your everything. You've taken away everything else in your life that gives you pleasure. So we all, it's not a bad thing to want lasting pleasure. It's what what we humans were created to want.
I
We
think as a modern society, we've replaced happiness. We get confused with happiness and pleasure, and we've replaced happiness with pleasure. That's and that's a huge
oh
problem.
so this is what I'm going to explain. I kind of use the terms interchangeably: pleasure, joy, happiness, because we can bring lasting pleasure into our lives through gratitude. We really can live lives where the world is filled with an abundance of pleasure for us if we live a life of gratitude. So I'm not really distinguishing, but it's that instant gratification that goes away instantaneously. I mean, that those pleasures don't last if the missing ingredient is not there. When you add in the gratitude, then the physical pleasures will continue to last.
Like, absolutely. Well, look, so the way I look at it is happiness is a long-term state, not a, like I'm happy in life right now, but if you and me had, let's say, an argument and I got angry, that doesn't mean my happiness in my life has gone away. I'm still happy. I'm just going through a difficult moment, which, if I've got my body with the right nutrients and purpose and meaning of life in place, I will come out of being angry in a in a successful, positive way, and not where it ruins my life for the rest of the day or for the rest of the week or whatever it may be, or send me into dark depression, because anger is a survival emotion. But for me, this long-term state, I've kind of looked at over time as three categories of long-term happiness, and you brought some of the points into it. But purpose, understanding your purpose, having a purpose. Why do you get up every morning? Having a higher sense of your purpose. Also enjoyment, so joy, enjoying the things you are doing when you attempt to do them. So enjoy your coffee, enjoy your morning walk, enjoy work, whatever it is, but whatever you're doing, you enjoy it. But then also, and this is where the gratitude comes into it, is satisfaction, being satisfied with the things you've done that day. You might not have done everything you wanted to do, but going to sleep satisfied and being grateful for the things that you've got in your life, that all those three things contribute to your state of happiness. Does that make sense? I might break my arm tomorrow and be in pain for a week and in a cast, and I'm uncomfortable, but I'm still happy in life. I just have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable for a bit of time. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You've learned these skills. I mean, you just went through, I think, two traumatic things this week that you were explaining to me, and you could just stay in a very negative place.
We
But
should tell
you,
people then, to put it into context. So I'll
yes,
very quickly fill in those gaps for
yes.
the listeners. So this week we had a mini tornado run through the house, and so tiles of the roof came off, and we had this emergency services here fixing the roof and putting tarp down, blah blah blah. Um, and it wasn't the only house. It sounds more dramatic than it really is, but it was a mini tornado nevertheless. And then yesterday I had all my personal social media stuff taken and hacked. So I'm hoping by the time this is aired, I actually get them back, because I've got Leading Our Own Way Instagram page verified. I have that extra service where I can go and actually speak to somebody at Meta, where everywhere else, if I didn't have that blue tick, that will be 100% gone. And it still might be 100% gone. I just don't know yet. They're currently working on it. Yeah. But so I was telling Bracha before I started, everyone, I'm not myself today, because it's like 20 years of, memories and friends and stuff gone if I can't get it back. So there we go. Hold on tight. We'll see.
It's huge. It's huge. But you've
Shouldn't be
learned how
though.
to
Social media. Oh my God.
you've learned though how to come back to equilibrium. You have a happiness set point now that's higher than it used to be. I'm
For sure.
sure
Yeah.
you've learned these skills to make your life like this. So like there were times in my life when I was running on empty, but thank God I don't get to those places anymore. But I
What
remember
places
what
did you
it's
go
like
to?
to be there. What?
What can I ask? What places you went to then in your head or
When I was
physically?
at that lowest point, you
Yeah.
say? Oh, feeling like I didn't want to live anymore.
Really?
That's the main thing. So many people go through that. I totally, and you would think, how could that be? I, I was a Harvard graduate. I was in medical school, and I felt completely alone in the world and like I didn't want to go on. Hard to believe, but we don't know about anybody what they're going through. And when a person has an addiction, the addiction had taken over my life. You're in a prison. It takes over your whole mind, your body, your emotions. It zaps all the energy from you. So you don't want to go on.
No. I mean, I've been there. Obviously in a different capacity to yourself. Was that from the pressures of being at Harvard, do you think, or was it other deeper things as well?
Now I enjoyed being at Harvard very much. I loved it. I loved all the different minds and interacting, and of course, while I was there, I became the expert, did groundbreaking research on eating disorders and exactly what I was suffering from. Like many people, that becomes their specialty. So
Lived experience.
yeah, I was doing all this. I wrote this chapter that's still used in all these women's studies books across. It's like, that's the research that I was doing back then. But meanwhile, suffering secretly and with behaviors getting more and more bizarre as the addiction continues, because you have to keep it hidden. You put tons of energy into coping and not letting people find out what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that case, then, if I was your friend or a family member at the time, but you're getting up every morning, you've learned to put the mask on, would I have noticed a different Bracha being, from the typical Bracha I would have known before you went into that darkness?
I told my boyfriends at the time, I confided to them, but really nobody else. Yeah.
So your parents and your sister didn't know?
At one time, I tried telling my parents, but in that time period, parents and children weren't really talking in these kind of deep psychological ways. They
No.
didn't really want to hear about it. It was my boyfriend in medical school that said, you really should go to a therapist and talk about this to somebody. So I went to the medical school therapist, and the therapist, for the students and I told him, I I spilled like everything, and I told him everything I was doing, all in one shot. And it was interesting. He was Japanese, and we had very different cultures, and yet right away he understood. He said, I don't know, with everything you're describing, I feel like it's a spiritual thing you're missing. And like when you find it, that's going to be what's going to help you. What a strange thing to say, because I didn't even see that connection. And he
Yeah.
saw it. And he said, when you go to Israel this summer, I was going for 6 weeks in between my first and second year of medical school. He goes, I have a feeling you're going to find what you're looking for.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. It was wild.
That is
Amazing.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, the pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
Yeah, that's exactly how it felt.
So that summer you go to Israel for a period of time. You were searching for you were just searching for wisdom, wasn't you, somewhere? What did Israel give to you then? Well, that's a wrap for part one with the amazing Bracha Goetz. We explored her journey, her early journey, should I say, very early journey, and the root of why she did what she did. Her Harvard experience and her passion for helping children find meaning and gratitude. If today's episode resonated with you, though, please follow the show, leave a review, and please share it with somebody that you think would love hearing the message that Bracha all teaches us all. It's an incredible journey. That's not the end though. We've got part 2 coming on Tuesday if you're in the USA and you're Breakfast fans, but it's going to be Wednesday here in Australia. We're going to dig even deeper into the pleasure ladder and Breca's practical tools for a more fulfilling life. Don't miss out. We'll see you then. Oh, and don't forget Tuesday Truths tomorrow. Monday Truths for those everywhere else. Join us tomorrow to hear more from today's incredible guests and learn valuable insights to help you lead your own way. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you then.